Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Life is a journey, my friends, but many people miss the fullness of that journey because they are stuck in places they don't need to be, doing things they don't need to do in the mindset that keeps them trapped. Now, I want you to hear me clearly today because I'm about to drop some truth on you that you need to understand. This truth is going to shake you. This truth is going to make you ask yourself, am I one of the 99%? It's easy to look at your life, your situation, say, I don't have the opportunities. I don't have the connections. I don't have what I need to succeed. But I'm telling you today, that's not why 99% of people fail. They don't fail because they don't have the resources. They fail because they don't have the right mindset. I truly believe there are people out there that are frustrated, unsatisfied, unhappy, and realize they have an opportunity. They don't understand that success isn't about the doors you knock on. It's about the door that's in your mind that you've got to open. Now let's talk about that for a minute. The first reason most people fail is because they give up too soon. They're ready to throw in the towel when things get hard. You've got to understand something, my friend. Your dream is not going to come easy. It's not going to come without a fight. You will face adversity, you will face challenges, and you will face times when you feel like you can't go any further. But those are the very moments that define you. Those moments don't come to break you. Those moments come to make you. Think about it like this. A seed is planted in the ground. It's buried, it's surrounded by dirt, darkness, and pressure. But that seed doesn't quit. It doesn't give up. It doesn't say, well, I'm buried. I guess that's it. No, that seed fights its way up. It pushes through the dirt, and after all the struggle, it finally bursts through the surface, and what happens? It grows. It flourishes. It becomes something beautiful. Why? Because it didn't quit. It didn't stop when things got hard. But too many people in life stop when things get tough. They don't realize that struggle is a sign that you're on the verge of breakthrough. And that pressure is what shapes your purpose. Don't run from the hard times. Embrace them. Let them shape you. Let them mold you into the person you were meant to be. The second reason people fail is because they lack vision. You see, vision is what drives you. Vision is what pushes you forward when the road is hard. Vision is what keeps you from turning back when the distractions are calling your name. When you can see where you're going, when you have a clear picture of your future, nothing can stop you. But so many people wander through life without a vision, without a clear understanding of what they want. And they wonder why they're stuck. You've got to have a vision that excites you, a vision that wakes you up in the morning with fire in your belly, a vision that you can see so clearly that no obstacle can make you lose sight of it. When you have vision, the obstacles become stepping stones. The challenges become opportunities. The setbacks become setups for your comeback. But if you're walking around blind, how can you expect to get anywhere? Now, let's talk about this third reason. Many people fail because they refuse to make changes. They're stuck in their ways. They're comfortable with mediocrity. They're comfortable with the way things are. They look at their life and they say, this is just the way it is. This is all I'm ever going to get. But let me tell you something. Growth comes from change. You can't keep doing the same thing the same way and expect different results. If you want something different, you've got to do something different. If you want to move up in life, you've got to change the way you think, the way you act, the way you respond. Stop holding on to the past. Stop holding on to the old ways of doing things. Change is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. If you want to break the cycle of failure, you've got to be willing to make the necessary changes to get to where you're supposed to be. And listen to me when I say this. Fear is one of the greatest enemies to your success. People fail because they're afraid. They're afraid of failing. They're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of what people will think. And most of all, they're afraid of stepping into the unknown. But I'm here to tell you, fear is nothing but a lie. Fear is a lie that tries to convince you that you can't do it. Fear is a lie that tries to tell you that you're not good enough. But I came to tell you today that greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. Fear has no power over you unless you give it power. Don't let fear dictate your future. I know it's easy to get discouraged. I know it's easy to feel like giving up, but you've got to understand something. Every great person who has ever succeeded in life has faced fear. They've faced doubt. They've faced rejection. They've faced all the same things you're facing right now, but they didn't let it stop them. They didn't let it hold them back. They took the fear and used it as fuel to propel them forward. You see, the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not the circumstances. It's not the situation. It's not the environment. It's their mindset. Those who succeed have the mindset that says, no matter what comes my way, I will keep moving forward. No matter how many times I fall, I will get back up. That's the mindset you need. You need to decide today that you will not be stopped. You will not be held back. You will not settle for less than what you know you're capable of. And no matter how many times you fail, you'll keep getting back up and trying again. I want to tell you something right now. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made. It doesn't matter how many times you've been knocked down. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to rise above your circumstances. You have the power to break free from the limitations that have held you back. But you've got to make the decision. You've got to make the decision to stop living like a victim and start living like a victor. You've got to make the decision to stop settling for less than what you deserve and start going after what's rightfully yours. You've got to make the decision to stop letting fear control you and start letting faith lead you. And let me tell you, when you make that decision, when you make that commitment to yourself, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. The 99% will remain where they are, but you will rise above. You will break free. You will achieve what they said was impossible. You will show the world that you're not a product of your circumstances, but a product of your decisions. So let me ask you today, are you ready to stop being part of the 99%? Are you ready to break the cycle of failure? Are you ready to take your life to the next level? If you are, then get up, get moving, and never look back. Your time is now. The world is waiting for you to rise. Don't let another day go by without stepping into the greatness that is inside of you. And I promise you this, when you do, you will find that all the struggles, all the pain, all the challenges were worth it. Because on the other side of those struggles is your success. On the other side of those struggles is your breakthrough. On the other side is everything you've been working for. So let me say it one more time. Don't stop. Keep moving. Keep fighting. Keep believing. The best is yet to come. Life, my friends, isn't some smooth, unbroken path. Life is a journey filled with unexpected turns, twists, and bumps. And while every one of us dreams of success, the reality is that most people, 99% of them, in fact, never get there. They never reach the heights of their potential. They never accomplish what they set out to do. But let me be clear, they're not failing because the odds were stacked against them. They're failing because they didn't understand the core reason why they fall short. And it's time for you to understand that reason too, because I'm here to tell you today, the 99% fail because they don't get it. They don't get the real work it takes. They don't understand the internal battles that have to be won before you can win the external ones. They don't understand the mindset shift that must take place. They don't understand the obstacles in their own hearts, their own minds that they have to overcome. You see, success isn't just about being in the right place at the right time. It's about who you are when no one's watching. It's about what you're doing when the lights are off. It's about your mindset when you're alone with your thoughts. And most people, they fail because they never take control of their thoughts. They never take control of their own minds. Do you know what's holding you back? The 99% of people fail because they allow their thoughts to defeat them before they even get started. It's not the external factors. It's not the lack of resources. It's not the people around them. It's their thinking. They get caught in self-doubt. They get caught in limiting beliefs. They tell themselves, I'm not good enough. I'll never make it. I'm not smart enough. I don't have what it takes. But I'm here to tell you that what you think about yourself will shape the life you live. Too many people live under the tyranny of their thoughts. They're constantly defeated by their own inner critic. They listen to the voices that tell them they can't, can't, and because of that, they don't even try. The truth is, failure starts in your mind long before it ever shows up in your life. The moment you start telling yourself, I can't, you've already given up before you've even begun. That's why 99% of people never reach their goals. They've already lost the battle inside their heads before they step out into the world. But here's what I want you to understand today. You can change your mind. You can change the way you think. You can choose to believe in yourself. You can choose to rise above your circumstances. You have the power to stop being your own worst enemy and start becoming your biggest cheerleader. You have the power to shut down that voice of self-doubt and replace it with the voice of self-belief. The choice is yours. And here's the thing. Belief changes everything. When you believe in yourself, everything shifts. Suddenly, those walls that seem so high, those barriers that seem so thick, they begin to shrink. When you start believing that success is possible for you, you begin to take different actions. You begin to show up differently in your life. You stop sitting back and waiting for things to happen, and you start making things happen. But here's another reason most people fail. They wait. They wait for the right time. They wait for the perfect opportunity. They wait for the stars to align. But you need to understand something. There is no such thing as a perfect time. There's no such thing as a moment when everything is just right. If you're waiting for that perfect moment, you're going to be waiting for the rest of your life. You need to stop waiting and start moving. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for everything to fall into place. Make your move now. It doesn't matter if it's messy. It doesn't matter if it's imperfect. Just start, because action, no matter how small, always moves you forward. Waiting, on the other hand, keeps you stuck. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll wake up one day and realize that years have passed and you're no closer to your dreams than you were when you started. That's why so many people fail. They wait too long to take action. Let me ask you something. How many of you have dreams? How many of you have visions for your life? You've got these big dreams, but every time you think about taking a step toward them, you freeze. You freeze because you're afraid. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of making mistakes. But let me tell you something. Fear is a liar. Fear will lie to you and tell you that you can't. Fear will lie to you and tell you that you're not good enough. Fear will lie to you and tell you that you'll never make it. But fear is a liar. And I need you to hear that today. Fear is not the truth. Fear is just a shadow. It doesn't have any real power unless you give it power. And so many people fail because they give fear power over their lives. They give fear the power to dictate their decisions. They let fear control their actions, and that's what keeps them stuck. But you need to rise up and take control of that fear. You need to look it in the face and say, I'm not afraid of you anymore. I'm not going to let you hold me back. I'm going to step forward even if I'm afraid. It's time to stop letting fear dictate your future. It's time to step into your destiny. It's time to live the life you were born to live. You see, when you face fear, you'll discover something amazing. Fear has no power unless you give it power. When you decide to keep moving forward despite your fear, you'll start realizing that fear is just a temporary feeling. It doesn't define you. It doesn't control you. And when you push through fear, you grow. You grow stronger. You grow wiser. You grow into the person who is capable of achieving all the things you've dreamed of. You grow into the person you were meant to be. Another reason most people fail is that they're too comfortable. They settle. They get comfortable with the way things are. They get comfortable with mediocrity. They stop striving. They stop pushing themselves. They say, well, this is good enough. I'm not going to aim any higher. And that, my friend, is where most people get stuck. They settle for less than what they're capable of. They settle for average. They settle for ordinary when they were meant to be extraordinary. But here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort will keep you stuck in the same place. It will keep you from growing. It will keep you from pushing beyond your limits. Comfort makes you complacent, and complacency is a killer of dreams. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to push yourself beyond what feels safe. You have to stretch beyond what you think is possible. That's when the magic happens. That's when you start to unlock the true potential that's inside of you. That's when you become the person who can do the things you once thought were impossible. So stop settling. Stop being comfortable. Start pushing yourself to new heights. And then there's something else we've got to address: persistence. The 99% fail because they don't stay in the game long enough. They don't stick with it long enough. They give up when the going gets tough. But let me tell you something. Success doesn't come from giving up. Success comes from staying in the game. Success comes from getting back up when you've been knocked down. Success comes from pushing through when it feels like there's no way forward. If you got a dream, you've got to be persistent. You got to keep going when others quit. You got to keep pushing when everyone else says it's not worth it. Persistence is the difference between those who make it and those who don't. You've got to keep showing up day in and day out, even when you don't see immediate results, because the results will come, but only if you stay the course. And listen to me when I say this. You're not going to get to where you want to go without hard work. People often fail because they don't want to put in the work. They want the easy road. They want the quick fix. But the truth is, the easy road doesn't lead anywhere worth going. The hard work, the sweat, the effort, the struggle, it all pays off in the end. It's the people who are willing to work the hardest, to put in the hours, to sacrifice, who are the ones who see the success. And finally, here's the real kicker. The 99% fail because they're afraid to change. Change is hard, it's uncomfortable, it's scary, but if you want to get to the next level, if you want to break through the barriers that are holding you back, you've got to embrace change. You've got to be willing to let go of old habits, old mindsets, and old ways of doing things. You've got to be willing to learn, to grow, and to evolve. You can't stay the same and expect different results. So my friends, if you want to be the 1%, the ones who rise above, the ones who achieve, the ones who succeed, you've got to be willing to do the hard things. You've got to be willing to face your fears. You've got to be willing to believe in yourself. You've got to be willing to, because success is not for the faint of heart. It's for the bold. It's for the determined. It's for those who refuse to quit. And that's who I know you are. Don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you otherwise. Life can be a tricky journey, a road full of twists and turns that often take us by surprise. And yet we all dream of greatness. We all wish for the success we see in others, or the kind of life that we imagine is reserved only for a select few. But let me tell you this, the truth is most people, 99% of people, never get there. They never reach the heights they dream of. They never break through the glass ceiling. They never live the life they believe they deserve. And it's not because of a lack of opportunities or resources. No, it's because they fail to do the one thing that will set them apart from the rest. And that one thing starts with understanding the reason for their failure. See, the 99% fail because they misunderstand what success is all about. They fail because they don't realize that success isn't just about external circumstances. It's about your internal foundation. It's about the mindset you adopt. It's about the beliefs you hold. It's about how you approach challenges, setbacks, and obstacles that come your way. Success is not just about having the right connections or the right circumstances. It's about having the right attitude, the right mindset, and the right willingness to press on when things get tough. And that's where most people get stuck. The first thing you need to understand is this: failure starts in your mind long before it ever shows up in your reality. How you think determines what you do. Your beliefs shape your actions. And if you're not careful, those beliefs can be your downfall. The truth is, so many people fail because they let their doubts and fears control them. They think, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have the right skills, I'm too old, I'm too young, I didn't grow up in the right environment. And when they believe those lies, they never take the steps needed to make their dreams a reality. But here's what I want you to understand. You are more than your circumstances. You are more than your fears. You are more than the mistakes you've made. You are more than your past. And it's time for you to start believing that. The moment you begin to change your thinking, the moment you begin to see yourself as worthy of success, that's the moment when everything starts to shift. The second thing that holds so many people back is this: they give up too soon. They quit just before their breakthrough. They hit a bump in the road and they decide it's too hard, too painful, or too much work. And because they don't push through, they never get to see what's waiting on the other side. They don't understand that success is not about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it and getting up again after each fall. If you look at any successful person, I promise you one thing, they didn't get there by quitting when things got tough. No, they got there by pushing through. They got there by learning from their mistakes. They got there by failing, but refusing to give up. And that's why so many people fail. They're not willing to keep going when things get hard. They don't realize that every challenge they face is actually an opportunity for growth. You see, obstacles are not signs to stop. They're signs that you need to dig deeper, push harder, and keep going. Every challenge is shaping you into the person you need to be to achieve the greatness that you're destined for. Don't run from difficulty. Don't run from the challenges. Embrace them, because it's through the struggle that you'll find your strength. It's through the obstacles that you'll develop the resilience you need to succeed. Another reason why most people fail is that they lack vision. Vision is everything. It's the thing that keeps you going when everything else seems to be falling apart. When you have a vision for your life, a clear understanding of where you want to go and what you want to achieve, it gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you direction. Without vision, you're just walking aimlessly, drifting from one day to the next, hoping that something good. Without vision, you don't know where you're going. So how can you get there? If you can't see the destination, how can you stay focused on the road? You need a vision, not a vague idea of what you want, but a clear, compelling image of the future you're working toward. This vision should excite you, inspire you, and drive you. It should be something so powerful that when things get tough, it's that vision that will keep you going. The 99% fail because they don't know where they're headed. They don't have a clear picture of their future, so they settle for whatever comes their way. But when you have a vision, everything changes. Suddenly, obstacles become opportunities. Challenges become stepping stones. Every setback becomes a setup for a greater comeback. When you have vision, you can't be stopped. You will go after your dreams with everything you got because you see what's waiting for you on the other side. And then there's something else that keeps most people from succeeding: fear. Fear is one of the most paralyzing forces in our lives. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being judged, fear of stepping out of our comfort zones. And this fear, it keeps people stuck. It keeps them playing small. It keeps them in a place of complacency where they're too afraid to take the risks necessary to succeed. But let me tell you something. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is just a feeling, a temporary emotion that passes. Fear only becomes an enemy when you let it control you. You cannot let fear dictate your decisions. You cannot let fear stop you from doing the things that are necessary to create the life you want. The people who succeed in life are the ones who take action despite their fear. They feel the fear, but they do it anyway. They don't let it stop them. They don't let it hold them back. And if you're sitting there wondering how you can overcome fear, here's the answer. You've got to act. Action is the antidote to fear. The more you act, the less fear has control over you. The more you push through that fear, the less power it has over your life. If you wait until fear goes away, you'll be waiting forever. So stop waiting. Take action now. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to overcoming that fear. Another reason why people fail is because they get too comfortable. Complacency kills progress. Comfort zones are dangerous places. They trick you into thinking that because you're not failing, you're succeeding. But here's the truth. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not challenging yourself, you're staying stuck. And staying stuck is the fast track to failure. You see, when you get comfortable, you stop striving, you stop reaching, you stop growing. And that's when the world passes you by. The people who succeed are the ones who refuse to stay comfortable. They refuse to settle for mediocrity. They push themselves outside of their comfort zones and challenge themselves to become better, to do more, to reach higher. And that's why they succeed. So if you're in a place where things feel easy, where things feel good enough, it's time for you to shake things up. It's time for you to push yourself further. It's time for you to step out of the comfort zone and into the unknown, because that's where the real growth happens. That's where the real transformation takes place. And that's where success is waiting for you. And one more thing, persistence is key. Too many people fail because they give up too soon. They get discouraged when things don't go their way, when things don't happen on their timeline. But persistence is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Success doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen because you try something once and it works. No, it happens because you try again and again and again. The road to success is not a straight line. It's full of bumps, detours, and setbacks. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't is that the successful ones don't quit. They keep going no matter what. They keep trying no matter how many times they fall. And every time they fall, they get back up stronger, wiser, and more determined to keep moving forward. When you refuse to quit, when you refuse to stop, success is inevitable. It may take longer than you thought, but as long as you keep moving forward, success will come. So don't stop. Don't quit. Keep pushing. Keep striving, because persistence is the secret to success. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do I break the cycle of failure? Well, it starts with this. You have to change your mindset. You've got to change the way you think about yourself, about your future, and about what you're capable of. You've got to stop letting fear, doubt, and complacency control you. Are you really pushing yourself to be the best version of yourself? Are you really doing everything you can to achieve your dreams? If the answer is no, then it's time to get uncomfortable. It's time to challenge yourself, to step into the unknown, and to do the things that scare you. Success comes from you got to start doing the thing, believing in your dreams that others' dreams and in yours aren't willing to do self. You got to start taking action. It comes from action. Even when it's stepping up when others feels uncomfortable. You've got to stop waiting for the perfect. It comes from moment and start going after making things after what you want happen. And above all, even when it's difficult, got to keep. Successful people are going, even the ones who, when things get, say, I'm not tough, because I'm not going to settle. When you do for mediocrity, that's when you'll break. I'm going to break free from pushing. I'm from the 99. I'm going to keep striving. That's being. I'm going to keep when you'll step in working until to the 1% I get to where I % who never give up, who want to be. Another reason people never stop believing, people fail is who never, because they lack vision. Stop pushing. You cannot and get to where that's when you're going will finally achieve the success. If you don't success you've been dreaming, know where you're heading up. So make headed. The choice today. Don't be one. Vision is the map. One of the 99 that guides your journey. % who fail without vision. Fail. Be the 1%. You're just 1% who meandering aimlessly. Make it and don't through life. Don't stop waiting up until you've reached your full for something to happen. But vision potential. Vision is what propels. Is not always tells you forward. It's a smooth ride. Vision is what what keeps you focused. Journey focused. Vision is full of unexpected. Is what gives you the detour, direction, purpose, bumps in the road, and purpose, and a reason to keep moments that going, even challenge you when things are tough. In way, a clear vision allows you never thought to stay focused on your possible goals. Even when we all have dreams, don't we? Actions we all want to pull you away. Want to be successful. Helps you prioritize. We want to make us what's important, a mark, and say live a life that go to the things that we're proud of that aren't. Vision and accomplishment is what separates things, creates the success that inspire successful from not just the unsuccessful selves, but other people who others around succeed have a cause. But here's the truth. Clear idea of where most people around they want to go and how they're going to get down 99 there. They don't 9% of people never wait for opportunities to reach to come to them. They create their full potential, create their own potential. They need opportunities. Never see. So I want to ask you, what success is your they dream of vision? What do you want to accomplish? It's not because the dream is impossible, and it's not because the world, what kind of world is against life do you want to let them live? If you don't, it's because they're not doing the things. No, the answers to these questions to do to get the questions, it's terror, is because they have time to take some time to reflect. Don't understand. Again, get clear why most people fail. On your vision is fail. And if we don't start working towards it, once understand why people fail, step at a time, because we can't without a vision understand how to, and you're just dreaming. drifting. Another important point is succeed. The truth is, failure doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't come out in persistence. Most people know where it starts long before it shows. People fail because they give up too soon. Up in your life, when they face challenges, when they encounter obstacles, starts in your mind. When things don't, the 99% will go the way they fail because planned, they don't understand. They quit. Success begins. Quitting ends with your mindset. You're not the answer. Mindset is the shapes everything key to success you do. How you everything about your success, your person you know, potential, and your future has failed. They faced your ultimate setback. Determines they've encountered the countered obstacle life but they live. If you difference between think you're not good in them and enough, you won't those who take the action fail is that lead to success. They did success. If you can give up, you think you don't deserve to be successful, you'll sabotage your own efforts. But when you change your kept going, they kept mindset. When you begin showing up, even when it seemed like meant to believe that nothing was happening. You see, success doesn't come from never failing. It comes from do and have what failing. Whatever you set your and get in mind to back up, that's when the door every doors begin single time open. So many people fail because it comes from pushing forward when it seems like nothing is working. It comes from having the courage to keep moving forward even when the odds are stacked. Don't have the right against you. The right mental foundation. 99%. They are constantly battling their own fail inner doubts. They hear that voice inside their head telling them they're not enough. They're not because they're worthy and they'll never don't stick with it. Make it long enough. They don't. But don't stay persistent. What you have to persistent. They don't understand. You don't keep going. Mind is powerful when the road gets tough, but it can either work for you want to succeed you or against you have to have you. If you let that persistence, negative thoughts, you have to have the thoughts kind of control you nation that won't be held back, won't let you crack from quit, no matter your potential, no matter how hard things go. But if you decide to change your mind because it's said, and every time focus on you get knocked positivity down and get back up. Your possibility, one step and progress closer to your progress, you'll break through. Now, start seeing let me tell you some shift in your life that might surprise. One of the biggest, the biggest barriers to success is never easy. It's not about doubt, about luck. People look at it's not about dreams and about getting everything they're too big, thing right on the too far first try. It's about out of reach. Showing up. It's about think that doing the work. Success is for day in other people, but not for them. Day in and day out. They've heard it's about stories of others pushing through the doubt who made it big. Doubts but they feel years like they're just too obstacle to ordinary and too average. The setback. But the truth is no one's about descent is born with some special sighting that no matter what set of skill happens, you're going to or talent keep going. You're going to that make them more worthy to keep striving for what you have success than you want. And one day, it's not about when you look at being lucky back, it's about being realized that willing to all the struggle, leaving your skills, all the self, no matter challenges or how small were worth it. All or because you kept insignificant going, you didn't quit. And you might feel, and that, my friend, is at the moment the key to success. Success, you stop doubt is within your reach, but it's doubting yourself. You open up the possibility for all you to go all kinds of opportunities. Now, and after it. The other reason we have to believe why so many in yourself, people fail, overcome your fear, is fears. Get out of it's one of the most your comfort zones, powerful stay forces that can hold focused on your vision back from a vision and never achieving greatness. Quit. The 90s, people are 9% afraid to fail because they're afraid of fail. Don't do failing. They're afraid of these things. Afraid of being, but you don't have to be judged. They're fun of them. You can be the 1% afraid of making mistakes, but who listen to me. Fear is a lie through who makes it, who achieves. Fear will tell you you can't have always dreamed of. Do something. All it takes is that you're not the will ready, you're not good at keep going enough. And I know fear doesn't have any real in you. Power unless you give it power. Let's take a deeper, let fear dive into the control your action challenges that you will stop people from ever take the reaching their necessary full potential steps to move forward. You've got to realize, but if you realize that life is choose to just about dreaming, it's not just push through that fear. You just about want. You will find that it's not just about. It's not near wishing for something really as scary as it seems different. It's about doing. Fear can't hurt you. It's about only paralyze, making delays you if you allow deliberate choice to. Most cases, it's about the actions people fail because you take today that they're too afraid to take that will determine first step. The life they don't start that live tomorrow business because they're afraid it won't work. They don't go after that job they've always dreamed of because when most people are afraid their people fail, they miss this critical qualified. They don't change a piece of the puzzle. They think that success is their passion, something that just is because there happens to us afraid of what a select few others will think. But the truth is, fear is something. Success is something that everyone. It's not a matter of love and face, luck or destiny. The difference in it's a matter between the of decision people who succeed, the succeed, and the 99% people who don't, of people who won't, is that fail. All the successful often fall into the trap of ones thinking that the action despite their fear will one day arrive here. They don't wait for the success fear to go simply go away because they desire it. They know it won't. Waiting for some grand event or act in perfect moment in spite of the fear to fear. Success is not about eliminating magically unlocking fears. There's about moving forward in potential in spite of it. You can't wait for waiting for things to fall, fear to disappear into place, appear before you take action on their own. But let me tell you, the fear right now won't disappear. But success doesn't come. The more you come to you by act, the more the chance it comes. Fear will lose to those who lose its grip on you. So willing to take consistent action, make smart decisions, and stay committed no matter the challenges. Now, I want you to think about if you're standing in front of about something, a big goal, a big dream. Don't let fear stop you from. When you look at successful people pursuing it, fear is part of. What do you of the process? Do you see them as process, lucky? Do you think the key is to take they take action, even had something though you're afraid thing you did because on the other side of it or that fear or is your breakthrough? Do you another reason to see people fail as people who fail is tough because they're too decisions over and over again. They sit until they resettle. They get into a reach their goal. And the truth is, think that because success things are as a okay, there's no product of relentless effort. No need to push. It's about making forward, but making the right comfort decisions is the enemy of persistently day after progress. Day, even when placing things don't see, is one of the seem to be working biggest killers now. It's about of dreams. Getting up when you fall. When you stop, fall down, dusting yourself, pushing yourself off, and yourself. Continuing to push, you stop forward. One of trying to get the main reasons why you start getting most people just don't succeed. Stagnate is because in stagnation they lack precision kills growth. People persistence. People who are comfortable don't take world will risks. They grow. Don't push the challenges your way. Themselves to grow. Life will test. They don't stew. It will step outside of their comfort zone. Will make you question your abilities to try ability to do things and continue. But that's why they persistent never breaks is the key to barriers that overcoming hold them back. All of that. The reality is you can't if you're not under that temporary comfortable at least setback, at least some of that's defined time, you're not getting your path. Growth when life comes from knocks you down, challenge down, and growth comes from you need to stretching yourself rise self beyond you need to rise on what you guys with even thought was possible. More power and have to push yourself out of determination than your comfort zone than before. If you want to see real, most people change in your life. The 90 will stop 9% fail after their fail because they get first failure stuck in their comfort. They'll try comfort zone and there's something and we're afraid to try something. It doesn't work. Something new. I want you to understand. They'll quit. They'll stand something. Comfort is the killer of greatness. If you're sitting there thinking that they'll tell themselves happy with where you are, themselves that they weren't meant to think again, succeed, that the universe is working against them, or you really live that they're just not cut out for it. But let me moving up to your full potential. Mind you, failure is not at the end. It's part of where you really process pushing yourself. It's part of what to be the makes you strong, best version longer. It's part of yourself. Or you really part of what builds your character, doing everything you can to achieve capacity for your dreams, success. So if the answer is no, you need to know, then it's time to get uncomfortable. Change the way you view failure. It's time to stop, challenge yourself, to stop seeing it as something that step into the unknown and to do the things that define you, scare you. Failure is simple. Success completely a lesson comes from doing the things in disguise. It's that others aren't stepping stone. Imagine willing to do this. What if the people do? It comes from people who succeed from stepping up. Were the ones who simply refused to. Others step back, quit. They just kept going. It comes from going. They didn't stop when after things got tough. Even when they didn't let difficult. The temporary successful people of struggles define the ones who say find their journey. I'm not going to settle. And that's the difference between this mediocrity, successful, and I'm going to keep the unsuccessful pushing. I'm going to the willing to keep striving to living. I'm going to keep working and persevere no matter what till I get. And when you embrace to where I want to be, another reason this mindset when people fail is because you say to yourself, I lack vision. I will not get to where until you're going. If I reach my goal, you don't know where you're headed. If you don't know where vision is the map that guides your journey. Without vision, you're just wandering aimlessly through life, waiting for something to happen. But vision is what propels you forward. Vision is what keeps you focused. Vision is what gives you direction, purpose, and a reason to keep going, even when things are tough. A clear vision allows you to stay focused on your goals, even when distractions try to pull you away. It helps you prioritize what's important and say no to the things that aren't. Vision is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. People who succeed have a clear idea of where they want to go and how they're going to get there. They don't wait for opportunities to come to them. They create their own opportunities. So I want to ask you, what is your vision? What do you want to accomplish? What kind of life do you want to live? If you don't know the answers to these questions, it's time to take some time to reflect. Get clear on your vision and start working towards it, one step at a time. Because without a vision, you're just drifting. Another important point is persistence. Most people fail because they give up too soon. When they face challenges, when they encounter obstacles, when things don't go the way they planned, they quit. But quitting is not the answer. Persistence is the key to success. Every successful person you know has failed. They've faced setbacks. They've encountered obstacles. But the difference between them and those who fail is that they didn't give up. They kept going. They kept showing up, even when it seemed like nothing was happening. You see, success doesn't come from never failing. It comes from failing and getting back up every single time. It comes from pushing forward when it seems like nothing is working. It comes from having the courage to keep moving forward, even when the odds are stacked against you. The 99% fail because they don't stick with it long enough. They don't stay persistent. They don't keep going when the road gets tough. But if you want to succeed, you have to have persistence. You have to have the kind of determination that won't let you quit no matter how hard things get. Because every time you get knocked down and get back up, you're one step closer to your breakthrough. Now, let me tell you something that might surprise you. The road to success is never easy. It's not about luck. It's not about getting everything right on the first try. It's about showing up. It's about doing the work day in and day out. It's about pushing through the doubts, the fears, the obstacles, and the setbacks. It's about deciding that no matter what happens, you're going to keep going. You're going to keep striving for what you want. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that all the struggles, all the challenges were worth it because you kept going. You didn't quit. And that, my friend, is the key to success. Success is within your reach, but it's up to you to go after it. You have to believe in yourself, overcome your fears, get out of your comfort zone, stay focused on your vision, and never quit. The 99% fail because they don't do these things, but you don't have to be one of them. You can be the 1% who breaks through, who makes it, who achieves what they've always dreamed of. All it takes is the will to keep going. And I know you have that in you. Let's take a deeper dive into the challenges that stop people from reaching their full potential. You've got to realize that life isn't just about dreaming. It's not just about wanting. It's not just about wishing for something different. It's about doing. It's about making deliberate choices. It's about the actions you take today that will determine the life you live tomorrow. And when most people fail, they miss this critical piece of the puzzle. They think that success is something that just happens to a select few, but the truth is success isn't a matter of luck or destiny. It's a matter of decision. The 99% of people who fail often fall into the trap of thinking that they will one day arrive at success simply because they desire it. They're waiting for some grand event or perfect moment to magically unlock their potential. They're waiting for things to fall into place on their own. But let me tell you right now, success doesn't come to you by chance. It comes to those who are willing to take consistent action, make smart decisions, and stay committed no matter the challenges. Now, I want you to think about something. When you look at successful people, what do you see? Do you see them as lucky? Do you think they had something you didn't? Or do you see them as people who made tough decisions over and over again until they reached their goals? The truth is, success is a product of relentless effort. It's about making the right decisions consistently, day after day, even when things don't seem to be working out. It's about getting up when you fall down, dusting yourself off, and continuing to push forward. One of the main reasons why most people don't succeed is because they lack persistence. The world will throw challenges your way. Life will test you. It will make you question your ability to continue, but persistence is the key to overcoming all of that. You can't let temporary setbacks define your path. When life knocks you down, and it will, you need to rise. You need to rise with even more power and determination than before. Most people will stop after their first failure. They'll try something, and when it doesn't work, they'll quit. They'll tell themselves that they weren't meant to succeed, that the universe is working against them, or that they're just not cut out for it. But let me remind you, failure is not the end. It's part of the process. It's part of what makes you stronger. It's part of what builds your character and your capacity for success. So you need to change the way you view failure. You need to stop seeing it as something that defines you. Failure is simply a lesson in disguise. It's a stepping stone. Imagine this. What if the people who succeeded were the ones who simply refused to quit? They just kept going. They didn't stop when things got tough. They didn't let temporary struggles define their journey. And that's the difference between the successful and the unsuccessful. The willingness to persevere no matter what. And when you embrace this mindset, when you say to yourself, I will not stop, something incredible starts to happen. You begin to build momentum, and momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. But persistence isn't just about doing the same thing over and over again. It's also about learning from your mistakes. The truth is, failure is an opportunity. Every time you fail, you gain valuable information about what works and what doesn't. You learn lessons that can help you avoid the same mistakes in the future. You get stronger, wiser, and more equipped to face the challenges ahead. The problem with most people is that they view failure as something negative. But if you can shift your perspective and see failure as a lesson, it will no longer hold you back. Instead, it will propel you forward. Now, persistence requires discipline. You cannot afford to be, if you're serious about success, you need to develop the discipline to show up every day, to put in the work even when you don't feel like it. Most people fail because they don't have the discipline to stay focused on their goals. They start something with excitement, but as the initial energy fades, so does their commitment. They give up too soon. But discipline is the muscle that keeps you going when motivation fades. And if you want to win, you need to develop that discipline. Think about it. How many times have you seen people start a project or a new goal only to see them give up a few weeks in? Maybe it's a fitness routine, a business idea, or a personal development goal. They start strong, but when the initial excitement fades, so does their drive. This is one of the reasons why 99% of people fail. They rely too much on motivation, but motivation isn't enough. Discipline is what carries you through when motivation is nowhere to be found. So how do you build this kind of discipline? The answer is simple. You start by doing what needs to be done every day, regardless of how you feel. It's about committing to your goals and doing the hard work that others are too lazy to do. It's about creating habits that align with your dreams, even if it means making sacrifices along the way. The third reason most people fail is because they don't believe in themselves. Let's be real. Self-doubt is one of the most common reasons people fail. They don't believe that they can achieve their dreams. And because they don't believe in themselves, they don't put in the work, they don't take the risks, they don't go after what they truly want. But listen to me when I say this. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Success starts with believing that you can. It starts with saying, I am worthy of success. I am capable of achieving greatness. Too many people let their fear of failure stop them from taking action. But if you keep doubting yourself, you will never move forward. The only way to build belief in yourself is to take action. Belief follows action. The more you act, the more you'll believe in your own abilities. And the more you believe in yourself, the more you'll push through the doubts and fears that try to hold you back. Belief in yourself isn't just about confidence. It's about trust. It's about trusting that no matter what happens, you have the ability to figure things out. You have the ability to adapt, learn, and grow. And when you have that kind of belief, you stop being afraid of failure. Instead of seeing failure as something that will stop you, you see it as something that will help you grow. But self-belief is also about recognizing your value. You are capable of greatness and you are worthy of success. Stop telling yourself that success is for other people, for the lucky ones, or for those who have some special talent. Your potential is limitless. You just have to believe that, and you have to keep moving forward with the conviction that you can create the life you want. Now, let's talk about focus. One of the biggest reasons why people fail is because they lack focus. They start with a goal, but they get distracted by the noise. Life is full of distractions. The world will constantly try to pull your attention in 1,000 different directions. And if you don't stay focused on your goal, if you allow distractions to steal your time and energy, you will never get to where you want to be. Focus is essential. Successful people have a laser-like focus on their goals. They don't let distractions take them off course. They don't get caught up in the drama, the negative news, or the opinions of others. They have one clear vision and they stay committed to it. When you focus on your goals and make them a priority, everything else fades into the background. But focus requires discipline. It's about eliminating distractions and saying no to the things that don't align with your vision. It's about protecting your time and your energy. Most people fail because they spread themselves too thin. They try to do too many things and they end up doing nothing well. If you want to succeed, you need to focus on what matters most. You need to concentrate on the one or two things that will move you closer to your goals. Every time you get distracted, you're losing valuable time that could be spent working toward your dream. So ask yourself, are you focused? Are you doing everything you can to eliminate distractions and stay on track? Lastly, the fear of judgment holds so many people back. They worry about what others think of them. They're afraid of being criticized or rejected. But let me tell you something. The opinions of others will never get you closer to your goals. People will always have something to say. They'll criticize, they'll judge, and they'll try to tear you down. But it's not their opinion that matters, it's yours. You are the one who has to live with your choices. You are the one who has to carry your dreams. And when you start caring less about what others think, you free yourself. You free yourself to pursue what makes you happy, to do what's right for you, and to go after your dreams without fear. Success is personal. It's not about impressing anyone else. It's about doing what's true to you, what makes your soul come alive, and what gives you a sense of purpose. So as we wrap this up, understand this. You are capable of more than you know. The 99% fail not because they're not smart enough, not talented enough, or not capable enough. They fail because they give up too soon. They let fear, doubt, and distractions keep them from reaching their full potential. But you can choose to break free. You can choose to persevere, to believe in yourself, to focus on what truly matters, and to take massive action. You are the one who has the power to change your life. And now is the time to do it. Make the decision today to stop being part of the 99%. You are destined for greatness. Now it's time to start living like it. You see, there's a huge difference between having a dream and taking action. We all have dreams, don't we? It's easy to dream about the life you want, the things you want to accomplish. But let me tell you something important. Dreams alone won't get you there. Dreams are important. They give us direction. They give us a sense of purpose. But if you stop there, if you just sit around dreaming without doing anything about it, you'll never get anywhere. Action is what makes dreams real. Action is what turns an idea into a reality. Without action, all you have is a wish, a hope that something might happen. But when you take action, no matter how small, you begin to move towards your dream. The difference between the 1% who succeed and the 99% who fail is that the successful ones take action. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait until everything is lined up perfectly. They don't wait for the stars to align. They take action even when they're uncertain. They take action when they don't have all the answers. And most importantly, they take action when they're scared. Because guess what? We all get scared. Fear is a natural part of life. It doesn't go away just because you've reached a certain level of, but the successful people are the ones who take action despite their fear. Not because they're not afraid, but because they know that inaction leads to nothing. Too many people fail because they are paralyzed by fear. They're afraid of what might happen if they take a risk. They're afraid of what others might think. They're afraid of failure. But here's the truth. Failure is inevitable. You can't avoid failure. You can't avoid making mistakes. But here's what's beautiful about failure. It's not final. It doesn't define you unless you let it. What defines you is how you respond to it. If you allow failure to stop you, then yes, it will define your story. But if you choose to learn from your mistakes, if you choose to use them as stepping stones, then those failures become part of your success story. The people who fail often fail because they give up too easily. They try something, they face a setback, and they quit. They assume that failure means they weren't meant to succeed. But the people who succeed, they fail and get back up. They fail and try again. They fail and learn from it. Then they try again. Resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. Resilience is the ability to keep going after you've been knocked down. It's the ability to keep fighting even when you feel like giving up. And the thing is, resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's a muscle you strengthen through every obstacle, every challenge, and every failure. But resilience alone won't get you where you want to go. You need to have vision. Vision is what guides you. It's what keeps you going when things get tough. Vision is the map that tells you where you're going. It's the picture in your mind of where you want to be, what you want to accomplish, and why it matters. Without vision, you'll wander aimlessly. If you don't have a clear picture of where you're headed, you won't know what steps to take. You'll find yourself distracted by everything that comes your way. But when you have a clear vision, when you know exactly what you want and why you want it, then every decision you make is aligned with that vision. Every step you take brings you closer to that dream. So many people fail because they don't have a clear vision of their future. They're caught up in the day-to-day struggle of life, and they forget why they're doing what they're doing. They get distracted by the noise, by the distractions, by the opinions of others. And before they know it, years have passed and they're still stuck in the same place, wondering why they haven't moved forward. The successful people are the ones who never lose sight of their vision. They stay focused on their end goal, and no matter what obstacles come their way, they don't let anything take them off course. But vision alone isn't enough either. If you want to succeed, you have to be willing to work. Success requires hard work. It requires putting in the hours even when you don't feel like it. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and focus. Too many people fail because they think success is something that comes easy. They think it's something that will happen when the time is right. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect time. There will never be a time when everything aligns perfectly. If you're waiting for that perfect moment to take action, you'll be waiting forever. The perfect time is now. The perfect moment is when you decide to start. And once you start, you've got to be willing to keep going, even when it gets hard. And I think that's the kind of disturbance that you are feeling, which is most people fail because they're not willing to work for it. They want success, but they're not willing to put in the effort. They want the rewards, but they're not willing to pay the price. But the truth is, nothing worth having comes easily. Success is earned. It's earned through hard work, through effort, and through consistent dedication. So if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to stay up late, wake up early, and make sacrifices when necessary. It's not going to be easy. There will be times when you feel like giving up. There will be days when you feel like your efforts aren't paying off, but that's when you need to push through. It's in those moments when everything feels tough that your breakthrough is just around the corner. Success isn't about avoiding hard work. It's about doing the work even when it feels impossible. It's about putting in the time, the effort, and the energy, even when you don't see immediate results. But the thing that stops most people from succeeding is that they allow self-doubt to control them. They think they're not good enough, that they're not smart enough, or that they're not capable of achieving their goals. They allow their insecurities to hold them back from taking action. But listen to me, you are good enough, you are smart enough, you are more than capable of achieving your dreams. You don't need anyone's approval to go after what you want. And you certainly don't need to wait for the world to tell you that you're ready. The only approval you need is your own. You've got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. But when you believe in yourself, you'll have the confidence to take action, even when it feels scary. Self-doubt is a powerful force, but it's also a choice. You can choose to let it control you, or you can choose to rise above it. And the only way to rise above it is to take action, even when you're scared. Because when you take action in the face of fear, when you do the thing that scares you, that's when you build your confidence. Confidence doesn't come from waiting for the perfect. It comes from stepping into the unknown and trusting that you have everything you need to figure it out. The more you take action, the more you build trust in your abilities, and the less self-doubt will hold you back. Another reason why people fail is because they lack accountability. They think they can do it all alone. They think they can make progress without anyone holding them accountable. But the truth is, accountability is a game changer. When you have someone holding you accountable, someone who expects you to show up, it changes the way you approach your goals. Accountability keeps you motivated. It keeps you on track. It reminds you of why you started in the first place. And most importantly, it keeps you honest. Without accountability, it's too easy to let things slide. It's too easy to make excuses. It's too easy to quit when things get tough. But when you have someone to answer to, someone who's watching you and supporting you, you'll push yourself harder. You'll stay on track. You'll get things done even when you don't feel like it. And that's what makes the difference between success and failure. Let's not forget about perseverance. People who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who never quit. They're the ones who keep showing up day after day, even when they don't feel like it. They're the ones who keep moving forward even when the road is tough. Perseverance is what allows you to break through the barriers that hold you back. It's the ability to keep pushing when you feel like giving up. When the going gets tough, the tough don't quit. They keep going. And that's what you need to do. You need to keep going even when things get difficult. When things don't go as planned, don't quit. When the road gets rough, don't quit. When you face rejection, don't quit. When you hit a roadblock, don't quit. The key to success is to keep going no matter what. And finally, understand that time is your most valuable resource. The 99% fail because they waste time. They waste time on distractions, on things that don't matter, on things that don't move them closer to their goal. But successful people know that time is precious. They use their time wisely. They prioritize their goals, and they make every day count. You have 24 hours in a day. What you do with those 24 hours will determine your success. So let me ask you, what are you doing with your time? Are you using it wisely? Are you investing in your future? Or are you wasting it on things that won't get you closer to your dreams. Time is not something you can get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So use it wisely. Make every day count. Don't waste another minute. Start today. Success isn't just about dreaming. It's about doing. It's about action. It's about perseverance. It's about believing in yourself and working hard every single day. It's about making the decision to rise above the obstacles and challenges and to keep going until you reach your goal. And if you do that, if you keep pushing, no matter what, success will come.